we go. So you have to go to host tools. You then have to click, you know, make it available. Then you've got to go in and click on more and then actually record it.
Oh wow!
I don't think it's a you know, a step up. Anyway, welcome to Peppercorn AI, the cool stuff. and Andy's here. What we normally do, I mean, it is a business network meeting as well, so we will go around the room quickly and just tell us what you do. Tell us what your go-to search engine is, because I usually come up with a pointless question, and that's today's. But it's not pointless. I do have a meaning behind it. So give us your name, sort of what you do in about a minute, and tell us your go-to search engine at the moment. Gareth, you first in.
Gareth, I wear hats. My favourite search engine is DuckDuckGo.
Excellent. And what does your business do? What's your...
I have monetized my autism. My tendency is to obsess over things. I obsess over LinkedIn, and I try and identify on a daily basis all the weird shit that LinkedIn are doing in the background that nobody knows about.
Excellent. Thanks, Gareth. Nicola, tell us about you.
Hi, most of you know me. I'm Nicola Holt. I run Technic Solutions Limited. Just gone through a rebrand and a redesign of the website. We offer marketing services, business development, and software development. We can drive traffic to your website and convert the sales. So please do get in contact.
Okay.
My favorite, I don't have favorites, but I use Google. Main search engine is Google via Chrome and Safari.
Okay, excellent. Shirley.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Shirley. I work in health and wellness. I work with Forever Living products and sold the products behind me. I pride myself in using all of those things behind me so that I can tell you how good they are and how they might benefit you. Also show people how they can earn an extra income, just like myself, doing the same thing. My go-to is Chrome, because that's all I know.
Chrome, so Google, I guess. Yeah, that would default to Google, wouldn't it? So, okay, excellent. Philip.
Morning, everybody. We provide basically local marketing, digital marketing for businesses that sell locally to themselves. So there's a lot of trades, cafes, those sorts of businesses. My favorite search engine is a combination of DuckDuckGo and Claude. So beginning to use AI as a search engine as well.
Okay, excellent. Jane.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Jane Chakravorty. The business is Invicta Linux, and we provide IT systems for small and medium-sized businesses. We focus on privacy and security, and we mainly build with Linux and open source. And so I wanted to, not unnaturally, I wanted to find much more about this this CrowdStrike stuff that's been, you know, absolutely destroying systems across the globe. It started in Australia. And so I asked my favorite search engines. I'm really getting very impressed with Pi as a search engine because it's kept bang up to date. So whereas the Gemini Claude knew anything about it, this is was just breaking on BBC as I was at home this morning. And Pi had all the facts. You know, it confirmed that it was a CrowdStrike's a Falcon update error, misconfiguration, and that's what it did. I'm really quite impressed. Also gives me some lovely recipes.
Yeah, Pi. I mean, if people don't know Pi, it's PI.
It's delicious.
You can have a real good chat with it. You can tell it all your problems, and it's really sympathetic. And it doesn't say pull yourself together, man. It's
what is the website? 3.14159.
Exactly. Yeah. But you have to key in Pi AI when you go into because as an app as well, and just put your earphones in and just chat away to it. Pi AI. Otherwise, there's millions of other pies. And there's but yeah, I didn't know, because Pi themselves say that they've been updated a few weeks ago, because I asked it the other day, you know, because I use Pi quite a lot as well, and I asked it sort of when were you last updated, and he said, oh, a couple of weeks ago. So, but then obviously it's getting information from websites from current. They were going to drop it, didn't they? But it's still.
I don't know how I got the information, because as I say, the other AIs hadn't heard of it. It's very little on Google because it was a breaking story, but Pi had it seemed to have everything. So I was again very impressed. There you go. That's me.
Dave, you tell us about you.
Nice choice. Now you can hear.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm a career coach, so I provide career coaching to adults and young people, either on their first or their next career step. And the people I work with tend to be, if they're young people, they're stuck because they don't know where to go first. And if they're further on in their career, it tends to be because they're unhappy, they've fallen out with the boss, or the company's merged and they don't like the new regime. So I help them get the skills to move on and manage their career proactively going forward, so they always stay in jobs they love doing. So that's me in terms of career coaching. In terms of my favourite search engines at the moment, Pi backed up by Google. I agree with Jane. Pi is a great, seems to be a great search engine. I'm a little bit wary of the results. It comes up with some real howlers sometimes. I asked it for help with a crossword on a 6-word answer, and it came up with a 5-word answer. When I pointed it out to a Pi, it said, "I'm really sorry," and came back with a 7-letter answer.
Yeah, because it knows you're cheating and should be doing it yourself with your brains.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, it knew I shouldn't be cheating.
That's it. You see, it was trying to save you from yourself.
Yeah.
Good point, Gavin.
Surprised it didn't come back. I'm a large language model. I don't do crosswords.
Yeah.
They're too easy.
Yeah.
Brain the size of a planet, and they ask me to open doors.
Andy, no relation.
Yeah, so yeah, Gareth, I sort of missed it. Did I hear you say you monetized autism?
Yep.
That is fantastic, because it made me realize that I've done the same thing. I'm what you might class as Asperger's, I suppose, nowadays, when we all have a little badge, don't we? And many years ago, I did a lot of consultancy stuff, and it was basically monetizing the analysis of things, stats and stuff like that. And I just hadn't thought of it like that until now. So thank you for that. I effectively tell people what's wrong with their websites and marketing and what to do about it. I don't actually do the work in fixing it. I just tell them what they need to do. And
nice work if you can get it.
And they get on and fix it. And via Web Success Insights, I do it more in the micro level now, where you get multiple people on a call, non-competing, lots of quick fire stuff. It makes it a lot cheaper for people to have access to me. The go-to search engine, interesting hearing about Pi. I'm going to play with that more now, because I wasn't aware that my go-to tends to be Perplexity. My go away from, as you all know, is Google.
Excellent. Steffi, good morning.
Hello everyone, I'm Steffi. I'm your friendly neighborhood AI developer. So I've been turning coffee into code since 1993. My latest product is called Splogit. We can see down there with an exclamation mark, that lets you do entire blog posts in minutes. And yes, you can edit the words. It doesn't just create it and publish it for you. It will create it and then you can change it if you want to. But instead of spending 3-4 hours creating a blog post, it will take you maximum 10-15 minutes. Get it out there, copy it onto your own website, publish it locally. It's entirely up to you. As long as you buy my tokens, that's fine. And I suppose I'm still using Google, because my go-to is things like Stack Overflow and W3 Skills and stuff. So it's easy to just type that into Google.
Okay, excellent. Thanks, Steffi. I'm David Harris, and I work mainly with small businesses, working with WordPress websites. Also create content as well, for which I use various things, including Splogit. I've done quite a lot of Splogits actually, so it's I find it quite easy, and it creates an audio file as well, which I love. And yeah, I'm pretty similar to Andy really. I mean, I've moved away from Google, and I'm using Perplexity mainly. I mean, I will have a look at Pi as a search engine, but I think Perplexity there. What I don't, the only browser I know that will default to Perplexity for your search engine is Arc. But there's, which I know some people I know it's one of the browsers that's gaining ground, but I mean, maybe it's for that reason. So it's, I guess the others will catch up soon because they'll eventually.
Can't you force your browser to take almost anything as the default?
I'm not sure actually. It's not.
Oh, no.
I'm probably a bit lazy. I just pick
Possibly
the
could be
list,
that,
you know.
David. Yeah, yeah. I'd look at yourself carefully though.
Yeah. So it's so yeah. So I just my browser defaults to Google. So I mean, because I haven't. No, it doesn't. It defaults to Bing. But there's
Ugh.
no, I know. Every time I open up a new window, it feeds me lots of unlikely stories. You know.
Utter shite.
So it's good. Excellent. Okay. Anybody found anything good out this week? No. Good. Excellent.
I found what the proper word, the proper name for the rubber bung on the end of a walking stick is.
Oh yeah, go on then.
It's called a ferrule.
A ferrule.
That's it. Ferrule.
Oh, a ferrule. Okay.
Very good.
Very good. Very good. Actually, Steffi might be able to help with this one because you asked a question yesterday. Could you put Gemini on your website?
Yeah.
And the answer is no. Apparently.
You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah. But well, I asked.
Why?
What do you mean? Why are you not, or why do you want?
No, sorry. Why would you want to put
that was my next question, Steffi.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed Gemini using on other sites, and so I wanted to adapt it and put it on mine using the API key that is available, because obviously there's free chat GPT. I would have to explore all of the others, and maybe Pi might be an idea because obviously the accuracy of the information and most up to date. But I just want, and it doesn't have to be Gemini, it was just because I've seen it used with other people and whoever's got a Google account, because I think maybe because of the way that it's monitored, you can't have Gemini unless you've on your site or something, unless you've got a Google account.
Yeah.
Do you want it as a chatbot? Is that what you're after, or a search engine for your website?
Well, it's not search engine or chatbot. It's actually to create AI content. So I'm creating a website that would allow people to download content and all forms, written, audio, David mentioned yesterday, images and video. But I would like them also, if they wanted to create their own via that particular area. So they've got a choice.
Okay.
But because Gemini haven't got an API, have they?
They have, I think.
They probably have got one in the Google API set somewhere.
All right. Okay. Because I went on to Gemini and asked, and it says that it doesn't. But then, what do they know?
The thing is, Beckley, you're attempting to do what I do with Splogit, so just use the ChatGPT API.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. That's probably what.
That's what I do.
Probably advisable.
That's wonderful advice. I'll explore that and see how it goes.
Yeah, it won't do video for you, but it'll do words, audio, and images.
Do you have to have an upgraded version of ChatGPT to have Veed?
No, because when you're using the API, you use it on a token-based system.
Oh,
So
really?
you just top your account up as the request. When you get down to like £5, it just tops you up £10 or whatever.
What about the free version?
No, the API isn't free. You have to use tokens on the API.
Wow. Okay. All right then.
So yeah. So you have to pay, unless there's a way of framing Gemini.
No such thing as free lunch.
Well, Google offer a lot of things for free. She
You think it's free, mate? They're gathering all your info.
Oh. They actually do charge you for the Google API. That's why you need a developer account to use it, because you have to put your credit card into the developer account.
Yeah, yeah. They do give you a lot of. If you're a really small business, you don't use a lot. It's hard to get charged because because they give you £20,000 worth of free credits or whatever it is every month. So it's
If you use it enough, they will charge you.
yeah. If you end up giving away stuff, then you're going to end up.
The thing is, I mean, can you use the ChatGPT API on the particular site that you want other people to use, but are those tokens? So somebody will have to start paying after a certain time, or does every individual get their own 20,000 credits?
Well, every developer account does.
Not what on GPT or Gemini?
Oh, no, it depends how you want it to work. It's down to the API key. So if you make all your users sign up for their own API key, then they're paying for their own tokens.
Right.
Yeah.
It has to pay for the tokens on.
But if you have one API key and you make that available to all your users, so they're all creating content through that API key, you're the one who's getting charged for it. And that's why I charge people for tokens, you see. You could do it on a subscription model. You could say to people, sign up for $10 a month or 10 quid a month and use my API key, but you don't know how much they're going to create. They might create £50 worth of stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to explore the options. That's
I think just use Splogit, you know.
Yeah, it's really good, actually. It's very good.
And even actually,
Shameless plug.
It's worth a shameless plug. It really is.
even the chat, you can create a chatbot, and you can create a chatbot with Google. Let me quickly. I've written if I can find it. I've written a quick. Let me just share my screen, and I'll do it on. This is a slideshow I did on gamma.app about Google Cloud's AI products. These are the ones we're talking about just now that are basically essentially free if you're a small business, but you do, if you made it publicly available, you could easily run out of credits and then you start getting charged. But I mean, we talked about this presentation app. It's gamma.app, but I'll quickly show you about that as well in a second. But they've got various platforms. The first three are probably something that us small businesses wouldn't be using. They've got an AI platform which is for building, deploying and managing machine learning models. They've got what they call auto ML, which is it automates the building of custom machine learning models, making it accessible to businesses of all sizes. And they've got a vision AI, which helps developers build computer vision applications that can analyze and understand images and videos. So that would be something like medical scans and things like that. It could analyze those scans and give a diagnosis or a possible diagnosis. It could present to the medical staff. So there are applications, but those three seem to be being used by slightly larger people than one-man bands. What is free that's quite easy to set up as well. If I would say Google these, and then you'll get better instructions. But they've got a speech-to-text engine. So this is all Google Cloud. So just Google Cloud, and then just go in there, set up your developer account if you've already got a Google account, and then you can create any of these things. It's fairly straightforward. It looks complicated, but it's easy to get started. There's like a 10-minute YouTube video will sort you out. So they've got a speech to text engine. They've got loads of different voices, and different languages as well. You can convert it, and they do a live transcription as well. So you potentially they're going to, I don't know if they've put it in Zoom yet, but they're going to have a Zoom plugin where you can be talking to someone in Japan, they can be talking in Japanese, you can be talking in English, and in real time the translation's coming up at the bottom. So you'll be able to do business with people with different languages, as long as you can read. So there's so that's the speech to text. The other way around, they've got text to speech as well. So it converts natural sounding speech into multiple languages, or into different audio content, or to into text. So it's there, and again it can be live. The one I've been playing with most this week, and I will go through this one. I'm not going to do it today, but it's the dialogue flow. You can create a chatbot. You can create a custom chatbot as well. So you can upload your own PDFs. You can key in a website address, and it will scan that website. It takes it about a day or something, and then your chatbot then can be queried on the information it's gathered for that. Now, I haven't tried keying in Wikipedia or something, to get yourself a chatbot that could chat to anything, can talk about anything. But it was just a thought. But that's called Dialogflow as well. Again, it's another Google Cloud facility. And I have played with that, and it did work. I uploaded a PDF and a website. It was a 1,000-page document, and plus the website that was related to it.
How long did it take for a 1,000-page document, David?
The document took about half an hour.
Bloody hell!
The website took about a day.
Right.
But it's because it schedules in the document. It seems to start there and then, and the website, it schedules, obviously it's spiders or whatever it happens.
Right.
Now, who knows what goes on in the background, but it actually goes through and do there. So and it's great because it's natural language. It's the same as talking to a chatbot. It'll know what you're talking about, even if it's like we were doing before, Gareth, with all the flow charts and all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can just dump a giant document, and it'll just ask questions, So and
that's lovely.
So yeah. So is something there. Practical uses. So these are just obvious ones: improved efficiency, enhanced customer experience. Competitive advantage. I suppose you can be doing things, if you keep up with these things, you're going to be ahead of most people. Are not going to do it. Most people are not going to have their chatbots. Most people are not going to have this thing, because they perceive it as being too difficult, and a lot of it is no code. So that's it. I'm going to go there. I'm going to this is gamma.app. Does everyone remember when we went through it before?
It's a Google product, isn't it? From a Google day.
No, it's not. No, but you get loads of free tokens a month.
Cool.
And you can create. Let's see if I can find my. Oh yeah, okay. I'm going to talk about Mindstudio next. So let me just create a new, and I'll show you just how quick it is.
That Viking invasion looks familiar.
Yeah, that's the one we did before. It's Gamma app. You can set up a free account. You can have a free one there. I can generate from a one-line prompt in a few seconds. I was a bit reticent about using this because I thought it might be.
Is that? I mean, it looks and feels a little bit like Pi. Not exactly, but.
Yeah, I don't know who it's owned by, but okay. So I've just keyed in a one-liner. Features of Mindstudio. I have keyed in the features. Work automation, AI-powered, user-friendly interface. So that's all I've told it. So let's generate an outline. So now it's generated me the slides, what it says it's going to do. I'm not refining this at all. I'm just going to say continue. It's asking me what style I want. Okay, let's stick with that one. Click on generate, and then it creates a presentation.
So that's excellent. The presentation that you had already with all of the different.
Yeah, I did that earlier. Yeah, and then
that...
it generates through AI the actual images. So sometimes there can be a bit duff like that on there, but you can always change it, and then just present it. You know, and that's kind of. That's how quick it is. I can obviously edit these slides, and
well, I appreciate it. It's very steampunk.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. But that's gamma.app, and you get, I think it's I think you get a couple of thousand credits a month, and it's 400 to create a one like this, you know. So it's so that's and then you got yourself a presentation in no time at all. So it's I think that's pretty impressive.
Amazing.
So it's so that's gamma.app.
It's gamma.app, so GAMMA,
yeah,
and then app, one word.
No, .app.
.app. Okay.
Yeah, so that's so I think it's pretty
yeah, impressive.
I've used it a few times, and it's getting better all the time as well. The first time I used it, it wasn't as good as that, and because it's obviously googling the information or perplexity in the information or whatever it's doing it via live search, because all I've told it is Mindstudio. I haven't told it anything other than the features. I've given it a features list because I wanted a slide for each feature, but I think it's something that we can definitely. Well, you know, we do presentations online. I mean, it's just so quick. You know, how long do you used to spend creating a slideshow? You know, PowerPoint. You know, spend all day doing it, and you're still not happy with it. You know, so it's.
Do you think we'll get to the point where you can use some sort of this sort of thing to just say, I would like to target this sector. Give me a plan for different ways I can target them based on what I do.
Yeah. Because I was watching. Actually, talking about Mindstudio again. There's the guy that set it up was a guy called Dimitri Shapiro, and I was watching an interview with him, and he's a very clever guy. I mean, he's more technical than he is, you know, even though he's the face of Mindstudio, and it's kind of a work in progress. Mindstudio, it's been going for a year, but they've got so many plans and things from what I've seen. And he actually liked my YouTube video last week.
Well, in that case,
this so I thought, oh yeah, he's all right. he's and he put a little comment on it as well. So I was sort of there's a guy called Matt Wolf. I know Andy's aware of him, and he did an interview with him, you know, and he was. But this Dmitry Shapiro, I mean, he was born in Russia, but he moved to America when he was 10, and he's built a couple of cyber security companies and things like that. And he's ended up, he was working for Google with the AI, and then he's ended up doing his own thing. But
so he's Gamma Boy.
Yeah, yeah. But what was fascinating is his vision of the future. You know, I mean, I would imagine in AI would be mainly used for voice type things, you know, but he said it won't. He said, I mean, I use voice for blogs because it adds the extra dimension, and Google people that still use it seems to like having an audio file there as well. So it's always worth doing. But and for accessibility, I guess that's why Google likes it. But he doesn't see voice AI as the future at all. He said the focus is AI working autonomously behind the scenes, so that humans will interact a lot less with AI, and it'll be listening in to sales calls, you know, with people will be using things like Otter, and then it will be scanning your sales call, finding out the people that say yes when they mean no, that they're saying yes just to be polite, because some people are irritating and they just keep saying, yeah, that looks great, but they never actually do it, because and the
It's
AI
their
will be able
target.
to identify why they're not saying yes, and what because of even the ums and the ahs will tell it something about why you're not buying and why you're not doing it now, you know. So it will do that, and then it will either generate emails for you to try and persuade you, or it will give a plan for the next sales call to try and push you over the line, you know. It's kind of, it's fascinating, but it's a little bit scary as well at the same time.
Yeah, it just a bit. What's the guy's name, David?
Dmitry Shapiro.
Oh, okay. I was just looking. Apparently, Gamma was the programming language is created by Inflection. So, Nicola, you were quite right. It's the same company that do Pi, of course. As Reid Hoffman is one, and I thought there was Dmitry was in there as well, but it doesn't seem to be. Anyway, that was a bit of an aside.
No. So I mean,
I see a future where salespeople will be completely redundant, and it will be just AIs selling to AIs, and we'll just all sit around having tea while we watch them do their dance.
that is a possibility, especially when they said, oh, you could send your avatar to a Zoom meeting and it'll come back and tell you what happened. But then everyone will be doing it, and you just have Zooms with AIs.
Nobody knows that I'm not AI, or am I?
We know that you are AI. It's all right.
They did a test with there was only one real guy there, and all the rest were models, and he didn't realize that they were all fake. So
moles.
It's quite frightening, really, isn't it? And I think there's more and more of a rise as well of people being very concerned about their copyright. There was, because they're harvesting from so many places, and these places have copyright on them, so and it's going to be a growing problem.
I work with an artistic community in another part of my life who are absolutely up in arms over that. There's a group on Facebook, Artists Against Generative AI, and it's growing in size by about 1,000 every week.
And do you think they're going to listen to them?
It's not about whether they're going to listen to them. They're not a lobbying group. They're trying to find ways of staying relevant in an era where people are tending to use AI instead. It's not they're trying to stop us. They're not Luddites. No. I think we have to face the fact that it's all here. But the problem is this: we were sold a future where pointless tasks were going to be undertaken by robots and AI, and instead all the artistic tasks are being undertaken by AI, hence making humanity question its own existence.
Yeah, there is there are sort of music. I mean, I don't think it can create images as good as people at the moment. And then
it can't.
Not yet.
But it's very good at mimicking style, and that's where the problem. That if you feed it a bunch of artwork by other people, as Jane says, you have an immense copyright issue.
Yeah, because it's creating an original piece, but in the style of somebody else.
Well, Beethoven's unfinished symphonies will no longer be unfinished very soon.
No, that's right. So
I've got about 30 different styles on my AI generator. So it does things like watercolor and sketch and sci-fi and noir and stuff. I haven't tried plugging in things like Monet, but I'm pretty certain it would.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Let's do an overview of Mindstudio as I've been talking about it, and I'll just I'm gonna show the screen. There is a
I'm so sorry, I'm going to have to go. It's been lovely seeing you all, reassuring to see some old friendly faces. Andy, let's have a catch up. Take care, guys.
All right.
Ciao.
Gareth.
Cheers, Gareth. Take care.
Bye, Gareth.
Okay, so Mindstudio. Well, it's a workflow automation. It's supposed to automate repetitive tasks. It's got seamless integrations. I haven't managed to play with it enough this week because I was going to try and do a few more things, but just been busy doing real life stuff. So there's but it's AI powered. It's a fairly friendly interface, as I'll show you in a second, and it's got scalable solutions. I mean, obviously it's going to make you efficient, but they've got loads of things planned. You know, I've been on a couple of their webinars, and they've got loads of things planned, which I think was pretty good. Sort of when you first log in, you know, you can create a free account. You get quite a lot of stuff for free, and you can have and this is the screen you come to. You're hang on, home. So it's just a chatbot. That they use loads of large language models. So they give you $5 to start with. I've used up that many messing around with images and blogs and things, and various other things I've been trying to do. They've got an affiliate program as well.
What's going on?
If you think it's good, you want to make something.
I lost everybody.
So let me just oh, okay. Okay. I don't know why it's not letting me use that. So
Probably linked to the Microsoft infrastructure.
yeah,
Probably is.
that's one I created this morning. So
Go, Jane.
so it was just a generated image. Okay, this is this is one I
Here's one I did earlier.
yeah, here's one I did. Well, let's just create it again then. It was just to create an image. So we're going to generate a prompt. Human will key in a prompt, and assistant, you have to call the AI an assistant and yourself a human. And you don't have to, but apparently they say it's best practice. And image, let's do something simple, like a DALI image. Default engine, I'm not really bothered because I'm going to be using DALI. So if we go to automations, it always comes up to start with. You can add automation. So it's got blocks. So we've got a start block and an end block. The end block is ending with a chat, so you can just chat to the AI at the end. And the start, obviously, is just the start of the thing. What we want to do is, first of all, the only two things we need to do, we need to get a user input. So there's a box here called user input, because we actually want to know what we're going to be talking about. You can just drag these around.
It's just an AI of Figma, basically.
What, sorry?
An AI version of Figma.
I guess so. I haven't used Figma, but it's something I've been meaning to look at. So let's, we need a variable. So we're going to create a variable called image text. That sounds logical. Label text input image description. Okay, so that's, we go back to the main flow. We've got functions here that you can put in your own code. Got data sources, which can be anything. You've got user inputs, which are going to be your variables. So we're going to add that one we just created. So the user input is going to be this image text. That's going to be our variable. And then we need to generate an image. So the output's going to be, I'm just going to call it image. That's the variable. And the input needs to be, you have to put 2 curly brackets and then your variable when you're doing it in the generate image box. But they've got some good startup tutorials. So my input is the user input. I'm then generating the image. The only models I've got available at the moment with my account is DALL-E 2 or DALL-E 3. So let's go DALL-E 3. And then we need it to display the output. So it's a bit like programming, but you don't have to actually know. You do need to know some code, but there's not much. So we want to display the content. And if I just put in, what did I put? I just called it image. So if I just keyed in image, it will just display a URL linked to the image. So so this is where, which you could click and download up, that's not a problem. But if I do key a little bit of HTML in there, and if you don't know it, you can just go to ChatGPT or something and ask for the code. Image. I think that'll do, won't it? That'll do, won't it, Steffi? So I'm just displaying the image. Right. So let's preview this. So description, woman smoking is cigarette. And it should, hopefully it will just go away and do it, unless I've keyed something in wrong.
Is there anything that people haven't done yet? Is the growth of it
Doesn't make me any coffee.
Okay, I've done that wrong, but
you were missing a quotation mark on the image source.
oh right, okay, yeah, that'll be it then. But there, it's created the image anyway. So
miss smoking.
So and if I want to edit that, so if I go in here, I'll just edit the AI. I can go back in, display content. I've missed the quotation mark. Yeah,
You did.
Spot the geek. Right. So now we can preview draft. So I need to do a new thread. So I'm doing it again. Dog smoking a.
So who would do this, David? Because obviously sometimes it's getting a little bit techie, isn't it?
Yeah.
For some people, what would be a use case for certain types of people?
Let me show you. If I start a new one, they've got loads of pre-built blocks that you can utilize. I've still got it wrong.
No, I don't think it's translating the HTML properly. That's all.
At least it's not got really 6 pores.
It's sort of leaned up against his mouth, hasn't it? So let's. I know this. What did I call it? Image. saving it. Man's see, at this time it should work, shouldn't it? So eventually. Oh, there you go. Okay. He's smoking 2 cigarettes, but you know, that's done. So this is but never mind. If we go in here, if we want to create a new create an AI, or we can import a template. So as I was saying yesterday, they've got resume scanner, quickly analyze resumes from potential candidates to simplify that. I haven't done any of these. I mean, these are all pre-built templates.
Financial forecast would be really, really good for business planning, won't it?
Yeah, yeah. If you so there's HR candidate evaluation, see if a resume is a good fit for your job description. So lead generation ad for Facebook's. So I guess it'll import the workflow and the automations, and then
I think that's really good.
but there's I seem to have lost it all now. Never mind. but yeah, so you can go there. I say I haven't really played around with it a lot, but they've definitely you can generate, you know, we're sort of reinventing the wheel because all these things are available elsewhere. But you know, as I use that one. This is one I created. Really, it's pretty much the same. So it's so you start, the user input is input again, text to speech. I create a variable. It's just a different piece of HTML there to display the audio. So if I was to hello, I'm Fable. Fable is just one of the voices on ChatGPT. So it's
hello, I'm Fable.
there you go. So it's created the audio file for that, and that worked pretty well. And then it's defaulted there. And you can use any this is using Claude by default. And I don't understand this token bit, but the tokens seem to go down quite slowly. So it's there. So it's just a matter of thinking of if you got an automation or something there. I think it's going to get better, and you should be able to embed it on your website as well. So you can create a chat, but then you're paying them the tokens and not directly. So maybe it would be cheaper to use your own API, but it's a if you don't know any code, I think that's, you know, obviously we're using a little bit of HTML there, but I think it's only going to get better, and I think there's going to be lots and lots of stuff on there as time goes on.
When I first started, I remember we had to learn HTML. I mean, it's a markup language. It's not, you know, hugely difficult, but
Yeah.
that just, so every image, everything had to be done, you know, with HTML.
Yeah.
And then, well, front page was always a bit rubbish, wasn't it? But Dreamweaver, I think, was the first revolutionary thing that came out. It was just, it just wouldn't even know how to do an image tag now, I don't think.
I know. How often do we do HTML? It's not very often.
No.
That's why
Yeah.
I've got a client that's still using Dreamweaver.
Yeah. I
Really?
keep out these.
No, I write HTML code all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather, I set it up so that my server writes it when I write code. So I write code to write the HTML.
Yeah.
Used to be a great website called, I think it was WC Schools or WS Schools or something.
Yeah,
You go there.
Three schools, is it? Yeah, it's still going. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
and Stack Overflow are the two places I usually go.
Yeah. But yeah, that's right. Stack Overflow, and then but you can key in like into ChatGPT. You can just key in, give me the HTML to display an image if you just want a one-liner, and in fact, you can do more complicated things than that. You can do a lot more complicated things than that. But I mean, it's so I think it's definitely a good.
ChatGPT will actually write full-blown code for you.
Mm.
So sometimes when I'm a bit confused, I'll say, you know, how do we do this? These are my inputs and these are the outputs. Please write it in X language, and it just goes, there you go. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's how I do it.
I mean, oh, that's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or I can type code in and say, please debug this. Which is so, and you just go, oh, it's an apostrophe.
That's right. Actually, debugging is a great way to. I could have just pasted my little tiny bit of code and said, "What's wrong with this? Correct this," or something like that, and it would have just produced the right one. I just pasted it back in, you know. So it's.
Do you know what? You know all those. Because I can remember back years ago, we used to use Pascal. It was a very linear language, isn't it? And we used to have to. We didn't look at bugs, but there was no tools or anything to help. But these days, I don't know, if a university, if a teacher gave somebody a task to do, you just literally ask ChatGPT or any other AI, and so I don't know. And you couldn't. That wouldn't be lifted with that detector, you know, the AI detector, because you wouldn't be able to tell, would you?
No.
They're rubbish. I hand wrote some words the other day and plugged it into an AI detector, and it said it was AI.
No.
I hand wrote that.
That means you're a robot.
I've given the
working with it for so long, you started talking in the same style.
I remember the first time I met Steffi, might have been at Peppercorn actually, I can't remember, a few years ago, I'd imagine. And you had the AI version talking, and it was just mind-blowing. You know, it was just extraordinary. You know, the image, the speech, the everything. It was jaw-dropping.
Amy.
Amy, yeah, Amy.
Yeah, I created some Synthesia videos.
I think one of the downsides to the AI stuff is that you got these people jumping on the bandwagon, spinning up websites, promoting it on LinkedIn. And I did a post at 10 this morning on LinkedIn where somebody had contacted me, and they supposedly do marketing for the legal sector. And it was so obviously AI generated within it all, absolutely appalling. But what makes you wonder is some sectors are a bit divvy and they might fall for it.
Yeah.
I found that with Amy, only 50% of people knew it was AI.
Oh.
That's the thing, it was that good. And in fact, Synthesia they've released an API, so I could build it into Splogger. So I could just say, you know, here's the audio version, now create a talking head version. The problem is it would take time to do, so you'd have to come back. I'd have to send you an email and say it's finished, you know, and it's now available for you to share on social media or whatever. This is why I'm very hopeful about Sora.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play with it.
Yeah.
Has anyone played with the Luma Labs? You remember, I think I told you last week that I'd uploaded a photo and made him dance with seagulls, and the seagulls were not only horribly deformed, but they were flying, dive bombing his crutch area in a rather alarming way, which was quite good. But I think the potential is amazing, isn't it? It was just a black and white old, you know, photograph.
Yeah, you didn't sell it very well, Jane, last week.
I'm going to try again, Andy.
You can make us all rush out and use it.
Well,
what's the software? What did you use to do that?
Luma Labs.
Luma Labs.
LUMALABS. Is it .a, David? I can't remember. That's the trouble. I keep saying, you know, I write all these things down in my scruffy old I ought to get an AI assistant to gather all these tools that we talk about every week, and then, you know, have a list for me.
It is
What
lumalabs.ai.
You spoke about repositories for GPT research development more advanced. Matt Wolf on YouTube, Luma Labs, Poe, Hugging Face, Beehive, and InVideo.io. That was then, but I'm gonna have to start putting dates in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because these things change quite a lot. Like, I think that we did that one with the slideshows before, and it was good, but it's wasn't as good as it is today. You know, it's even better today. You know.
That's Gamma, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So
Synthesia API. I could do it. So you put a request in through the blog, and then I'll just set a queue up to track the progress. And then when it comes back, I download it, install it into the blog, and send you an email to say it's ready. I could do that. Watch this space.
Brilliant.
Exciting.
That's Synthesia, did you say?
Yeah, the Synthesia API, because it takes they say it takes 3 to 5 minutes to process, and then so you're going to have something sitting there monitoring its progress, like a job queue.
Yeah.
And when it comes up as complete, it will then download it automatically, put it in the right place so it's in your blog, and then I can get it to send you an email to say it's ready. Log into your blog, and there's the video. So you can have, I guess you can give it a background, and you can choose the character you want, what language, what voice. So yeah, I'm going to play with that.
And you use your own head. Is that Synthesia, or is that the one? I can't remember which one it was now.
Synthesia do let you do it, but I think you have to go to them, and it costs about 1,500 quid a year or something like that.
Okay.
They will do it. And
you have
they'll
to do a disclaimer thing, and you have to fill out some forms, and
yeah, and you've got to do the video thing with it, and all different expressions, and then you've got to speak, so it takes your voice as well.
yeah,
You can, but it's expensive to do.
all right. Yeah, because people are doing, like, I know loads of YouTube videos are being made with voices that are not as good as the standard voices. I don't know what they're using, but they're not using ChatGPT's ones, because they're quite expressive and they're quite good. But they're so monotone and they're so bad that even though I was interested in the subject, I couldn't listen to them because the voices were so bad, you know.
That one you did with Fable,
Yeah,
from what I heard, it was TTS1. So that was the old version, which is a lot cheaper.
right. I can choose which TTS. Yeah.
Yeah. So TTS2 would have put a pause after hello.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hello, I'm Fable. It would have gone, hello, I'm Fable.
Yeah.
On TTS2.
I can choose between TTS1 and TTS2, so I've probably got TTS1 in there. So it's
TTS3 soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get British accents as well.
I know. Fable's the nearest one I've found to British, and she's kind of.
On the female side, I like Shimmer.
Yeah.
It really enunciates nicely, and she's got a very soft American accent.
Yeah.
I used Shimmer on my blog yesterday, Steph, actually.
Yeah,
I must complete that. But yeah,
I use Shimmer on my cheeks, but only at the weekends.
we can tell, Andy. Oh, well, we can't tell. It's not the weekend. But it sort of feels like the weekend, doesn't it? It's Friday, you know, it's hot, too hot.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's 11 o'clock. I'm going to stop the recording. So